Hey everyone! The bar bending schedule is literally the financial lifeblood of your construction site. As a senior quantity surveyor, I can tell you right now that really understanding this document is what separates the true professionals from the amateurs.
Listen closely to this. A mere 1% error in a high-rise bar bending schedule calculation translates to massive budget overruns. The kind of overruns that will absolutely get a site engineer fired. When you're dealing with thousands of tons of reinforcement, even a fraction of a percent off in your math turns into thousands of dollars just hemorrhaging from the project.
On my sites, we know for a fact that missing bars or incorrect cutting lengths don't just ruin drawings on a desk, they completely halt physical execution. As a rule, excess procurement and fabrication errors create this massive domino effect. If the steel doesn't fit, the concrete can't be poured, and the whole site comes to a standstill.
To really master this, we're going to cover 4 key areas today: the cost of errors, the golden rule, accounting for reality, and then a full beam calculation walkthrough.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the cost of errors.
If you're still doing manual BBS preparation, human error risks, like wrong quantity multiplication or duplicate entries, will result in several tons of steel variation. It's crazy, but a simple copy-paste error or a misplaced decimal in a spreadsheet can literally cause you to order enough excess steel to wipe out an entire floor's profit margin.
Moving right along to Section 2, the golden rule. Now, the math behind this brilliantly illustrates the famous d squared over 162 rule. We start by calculating the volume of a cylindrical steel bar and multiplying it by steel's density of 7,850 kilograms per cubic meter. When you take the cross-sectional area, which is pi times the diameter squared over 4, and convert your millimeters to meters, well, all those constants simplify beautifully. You're left simply dividing your diameter squared by 162.
So the crucial takeaway here is that if you plug a standard 10mm bar into this equation, so 10 squared divided by 162, you get an exact unit weight of 0.617 kilograms per meter. This is the absolute foundation of turning linear site drawings into billable tonnage.
Okay, let's look at Section 3, accounting for reality.
Because pure math doesn't build structures, right? Standard stock bars are only 12 meters long. That means you have to lap bars by 50 times the diameter to safely transfer tension, which is a massive difference from theoretical span calculations. You can't just look at a 30-meter span and simply order 30 meters of steel. You have to account for those overlapping splices to make sure the structure doesn't literally pull itself apart.
And you've got to constantly tie all this math back to the budget by tracking your wastage. Now, 2% to 5% is standard allowance, but anything over 6%, that means you are bleeding money on inefficient cuts. The moment you cross that 6% threshold, you are officially in the danger zone, and you need to audit your site's cutting discipline immediately.
So where does this physical waste actually come from? Well, it comes from bars damaged during shifting, rust from poor storage, or recutting bars because of sudden mid-cycle drawing revisions. It also comes from manual, unmechanized cutting that leaves you with these short, non-usable offcuts just littering the site.
Which brings us to our final masterclass phase, Section 4, a beam calculation walkthrough.
First off, you absolutely must understand bend deduction. If you don't subtract this elongation distance, your cutting length will be way too long and the bar simply won't fit the formwork. You see, when steel bends, it stretches at the outer radius. If you ignore this physical reality, your steel will literally bulge out of your structural dimensions.
You really need to memorize these deductions. For a 90-degree bend, we subtract 2 times the diameter of the bar from our total calculated length. For a 45-degree crank, it's 1D. This is totally non-negotiable for precision survey.
Also, never forget to subtract the clear cover, which is 25 millimeters for beams, to protect the reinforcing steel from corrosion and ensure bonding. If your steel touches the outside air, it will rust, expand, and eventually spall the concrete right off the building. There's no way around it.
So, when you're calculating the exact cutting length of a bent-up bar, follow these rigid steps so you can mentally track the math without getting lost in the details. Step 1. Start with your clear span and add the 2 beam breadths. Step 2. Pull back for the 2 concrete covers. Step 3. Add the extra lengths for your angled cranks. And finally, Step 4. Apply those bend deductions we just learned about.
Ultimately, to keep that wastage percentage low, you've got to enforce strict daily reconciliations of the steel issued versus the steel actually consumed on your site. Freeze your drawings early so you aren't doing rework, and use centralized mechanized cutting to ensure every single bar is precision cut to the exact lengths you've calculated.
I want to leave you with this final, crucial thought regarding the necessity of absolute precision. Are you just estimating the cost, or are you actually surveying the true reality of the steel on your site? A true quantity surveyor leaves absolutely nothing to chance. Keep your math tight and your site's profitable.